Good day, everyone, and welcome to part 2 of my 2023 Pennsylvania road trip here on Adventures with Parker. In my last vlog, I visited Disney 100, the exhibition, at the Franklin Institute with my friend and Philadelphia native, Tom. Today's video is actually going to be a continuation of that adventure, where we check out more of downtown Philadelphia. Now, Philly is actually one of the most historically significant cities in the United States, and it even served as the nation's capital until 1800. Tom, being the local expert that he is, was kind enough to guide me around and show me some of the cool spots around the city, including Independence Hall, the Liberty Bell, some notable museums and statues, one of the world's largest Wawas, and arguably the most important stop of the night, a good place to get an authentic Philly cheesesteak. Now, do bear in mind that I'm approaching all of this from a Canadian perspective, but I was absolutely captivated by everything I encountered that evening. There's so much to see and do here, so without any further ado, let the Philadelphia adventures begin. Alrighty, we are going to start our tour here at the Franklin Institute. Named after American scientist and politician Benjamin Franklin, the Franklin Institute was founded all the way back in 1824, making it one of the oldest centers of science education in the United States. Today, the Institute offers a variety of interactive exhibits that allow children and families to learn about space, technology, the human body, physics, and more. It's also home to the Benjamin Franklin National Memorial, a 20-foot-high marble depiction of the Institute's namesake that was sculpted by James Earl Fraser in 1938. Of course, the Franklin Institute also hosts a variety of temporary exhibits, such as Disney 100, the exhibition. Psst, if you haven't seen the vlog from that experience yet, be sure to go back and watch it. It's a good time. From there, we started walking towards Eakins Oval. Here, we got to marvel at the Washington Monument. This beautiful fountain was commissioned and designed by Rudolph Simmering and was originally dedicated in 1897. It was originally located at Fairmount Park, but moved to its current location in 1928. The top of this statue features a uniformed George Washington mounted on a horse. The middle level features allegorical figures depicting his time. And finally, the lower level of the fountain serves as a tribute to his country, represented by indigenous people of America and flora and fauna that are native to the country. We also have the water on this level, which represents the rivers that keep the country connected. The monument is intriguing because it presents George Washington as a man who wants to preserve and protect his country. It depicts Native and European Americans on equal footing, living in harmony with nature. It serves as an ideal and a hope for what America should be. And as you can see here, the Eakins Oval also offers a great view of the Philadelphia Museum of Art, which features many famous paintings, statues, artifacts, and exhibits, including pieces by Vincent van Gogh, Pablo Picasso, Claude Monet, and Thomas Eakins. Of course, the 72 stone steps leading up to the museum's entrance also got a moment of fame in the 1976 film, Rocky. So we are at the Victory Brewing Company. here.
I have salt all over my hands.
Starting out with a big pretzel here. Also got some drinks. I got one called the Lady Laga.
It's actually very fitting what I got. This is the Honey Pot IPA in honor of our just saying Winnie the Pooh at the Disney exhibit.
Perfect. Okay, and the real reason why we're here, I couldn't go to Philadelphia without getting a Philly Cheesesteak. So there it is. Got a salad on the side there.
And I've got the buttermilk chicken sandwich and some fries. And we're both going to continue working on the pretzels, you can see. There we go.
Very messy, but really good.
What's going by? We have our Canadian in the crux of American history.
Yes.
Finally made it to Independence Hall. As I said, here's Independence Hall here, and right up the way here is the National Constitution.
All right, so we are here in front of Independence Hall, which is obviously a very important building in American history. Also, a pavilion you can visit at Epcot, but here it is in real life. No, you actually can't go up to the building or go in it. I mean, I guess you can buy guided tours, but you can't just come off the streets and go in, which I didn't know. I thought you were able to like go right up to the building, but yeah, you can gaze at it from across the street like I am. But still very cool to be here. I don't know, there's something special about being in these historical spots, like just knowing what happened before and just being in the same space, even though you're separated by hundreds of years. Like, I don't know, it's just, it's hard to describe, especially because like, I'm not even American, like I'm Canadian, obviously, but it's still just such an important point in time that deserves to be celebrated, and here we are. Right across the street here, we have the Liberty Bell. Another very iconic feature here. I've just been informed that we are going to be going to one of the most important places in all of Philadelphia.
That's the thing, if you come to Philadelphia, yes, we have the Liberty Bell, Independence Hall, Carpenter's Hall, the Betsy Ross House, but no trip to Philadelphia would truly be complete without a visit to Wawa.
Very true. Thank you. Grand reveal. Quite spacious in here.
I was grabbing these.
Oh!
I didn't know if you had any interest in something like that.
You know, I don't think I've tried that before.
These are special things. These are like hers. Hers is our local Philadelphia-based company. They're sponsored the Philadelphia Phillies, and they have regular chips, but then like how Lay's does with special flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Hers started doing their own. There is, you see, flavored by Philly local eats, and it's a contest. There is the tomato pie, which is a Corporate bakery. The famous roast pork sandwich from a place called John's Roast Pork down in South, which is amazing. We also have a very strong Korean community here, so they're represented by Mike's Barbecue. So they're very tasty. I would personally go for the tomato pie ones, but there's something about pork and potato chips, those really go together for me. But Wawa is a really great place, and being as though I have the card here to get discounts, it's even better.
For sure. Gotta get those discounts.
Oh, yeah. It's basically like the signers of the Declaration of Independence. There's a little plaque right there.
Okay, so the signer. The course of history changed with the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776 and the signing of the Constitution of the United States in 1787. Both events took place at Independence Hall, just a short distance to your right. This 1980 sculpture commemorates the courage of those who affixed their names to these monumental documents. So yeah, the statue isn't of any particular historical figure, but it's kind of like a symbolic figure of everyone who signed both the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. Right here in that building, right down there. All right, our next stop here is the Second Bank of the United States. Not the first, but the second. That's still pretty good.
Over there it says bank, so just play along that that's the first. It's across the street.
Oh, okay.
Like Casey and Gimbals.
Okay, last thing to see tonight is the Museum of the American Revolution. Obviously it's a little late, so we can't go inside right now, but it's definitely something I want to come back to. Actually, there's a lot of museums in the city I gotta come back to. I'm forming a list. So this definitely won't be my last vlog from this city.
Being as though we're Americans, we're a little proud of that.
Yep. Alright, and that does it for my adventures here in Philadelphia. This city is so freaking cool, and I barely grazed the surface of it. Of course, the whole purpose of my visit was to experience the Disney 100 exhibit, but I'm actually kind of disappointed that I didn't allocate more time so I could check out all of the museums. I definitely have to plan a weekend trip in the future because I feel like I missed out on so much. Nevertheless, I am glad that I got to have this introduction, and I'm especially grateful for Tom, who just had a wealth of knowledge and insight about everything. He also provided me with some additional clips from the exhibit and from our tour around town, so I really need to give him credit for that as well. So yeah, Tom, I had such a blast hanging out with you, and thank you so much for helping to make this evening so memorable. Okay, I also have to mention that, although it was cool seeing Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell in person, they were not what I was expecting. I always pictured the Liberty Bell as being the centerpiece of a big park out in the open, kind of like you'd see at Magic Kingdom, like you know how they have a replica of the Liberty Bell in Liberty Square. But seeing it locked away behind a glass building was a bit of a shock for me. And I know tours for Independence Hall are available, but the fact that we couldn't even stand on the same side of the street outside of visiting hours was also not something I would have expected. So yeah, again, I need to plan a proper visit and book an actual tour next time I go so I can get the full experience. All that said, I still had a fantastic evening, and I hope all of you enjoyed today's vlog. The Pennsylvania adventures continue with my next video, where I'll be visiting my first theme park of the trip, Dorney Park. If you want to see that vlog, plus all of my other adventures from theme parks, attractions, and beyond, you might just want to consider becoming a subscriber. I recently hit a big milestone of 950 subs, which means we're in the home stretch to 1,000. So any help you can give me in achieving that goal would be greatly appreciated. And if you still want to see more fun content from me, you can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads at ADVParker, and on TikTok and Facebook at Adventures with Parker. As always, big shout out to my patrons for all of the support you guys give me. If you want to learn more about how to support this channel for as little as a $20 a month, head on over to patreon.com/advparker. One last thing, if you want some cool merchandise inspired by the channel and my adventures, I also have a shop called Adventure Outpost, which you can find by visiting awpmerch.myspreadshop.com. Once again, thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, the adventures are calling. Bye! Well, they knew I was coming. What you got, Tom?
I forgot.